lie. And yeah, dude, check it out. Woke up this morning, grabbed my morning 5 planner like I always do. There's a quote at the very top of the planner. The quote is submitted by a guy named Matthew Taylor. And the quote said this: there are times in our lives when we have to realize our past is precisely what it is. I love those words. Our past is precisely what it is. And we cannot change it. But we can change the story we tell ourselves about it. And by doing that, we can change the future. Powerful words by my guy Matt Taylor today. As I read those words this morning, I immediately thought, man, well, first thing I thought is the stories we tell ourselves, right? The stories we tell ourselves and how important those are. And then asking the question, are the stories that we're telling ourselves, the stories you're telling yourself, the stories I'm telling myself, are they serving us? And if not, what are we going to do about it? So I immediately thought that. Then I thought how there are so many things that in my past, that at the time I saw as negative things. They were incredibly challenging things. They were things that made me feel as though I was a victim of or a victim to. And then fast forward, now I've been able to shift those things, and I'm so thankful for those things. I'm thankful for the time that I spent in jail. I'm thankful for the time that I spent homeless. I'm thankful for the time that I spent doing drugs and partying and all of those things. I'm thankful for those seasons, because those seasons are what ultimately now allow me to connect with those of you that maybe have been to jail, or connect with those of you that have maybe been homeless, or to connect with those of you that have maybe tried a drug or spent a season of your life making poor decisions, right? Like, if I didn't experience that, I couldn't connect with you about that, right? So I'm thankful now. And so I immediately thought, as I read his quote this morning, when we change the story we tell ourselves about it, we change the future. I don't know about you, but I'm all about creating a multi-generational impact, whether that be passing down generational wealth of money, generational wealth of knowledge, generational wealth of impact, all and inclusive of all of the above. I'm all about that. My guess is you are too. So let's change the stories we tell ourselves about the past if they're not serving us, and ultimately change the future. Good morning and welcome to #Rise and Grind, the #1 morning show in the world filled with motivation, education, and inspiration. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 8, and the founder of the 800% Club, the club designed to help you unlock your full potential. Each episode is filled with celebrity interviews, inspiring conversations, and the strategies you need to get ahead in your career and your life. So grab your pen and turn up the volume, because it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Wednesday, aka CMA Day. That's right, Carter Myers Automotive Group. Every Wednesday, I am blessed with the opportunity to work and pour into and be poured into by them. Every Wednesday, the Carter Myers Automotive Group. Now, the Carter Myers Automotive Group is a group of dealerships, 23 dealerships in all across the Virginia area, a group of dealerships where all of the employees are actually owners in the dealerships. It's pretty incredible. I haven't seen really anything like it out there in the world. They're just an amazing group of superhumans. Everything from car salespeople to mechanics and technicians to accountants to people that are great with logistics and parts and all kinds of other areas. So listen, if you're ever looking to change careers, you ever want to be a part of an amazing organization, if you want to own your own dealership, you need to contact me so that I can connect you with Carter Myers Automotive Group. They're absolutely amazing. Today is also July 5th, 2023. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible, incredible, incredible day. I'm coming to you live from Lexington on the backside of an incredible 4th of July. Drop it in the comments if you had an amazing 4th of July. Just go ahead and drop it in the comments. I'll be looking over there on Clubhouse. I'll be looking over there on YouTube. I'll be looking over there on Facebook. If you had an amazing 4th of July, I want to know about it. I had an amazing, and I mean amazing, 4th of July. It started off yesterday morning with the Lexington Bluegrass 10,000. That's right, the Lexington Bluegrass 10,000. It was my first time I ever ran. What's up, Jeremy Nolling? First time I ever ran in an organized race, right? Like you pay an entry fee, you get the little number on the side of your deal, and we go out there and we ran 6 miles. Well, most people ran 6 miles. I ran 6.6 miles because I am learning that there are certain things that you should not do when you're in these types of races. But it started off with the Lexington Bluegrass 10,000. It was incredible. We finished the race. I had a PR as a personal record for a 10K. So it was an amazing way to start the day. And then I dropped off my guy, Evan Walters. He was with me at that. I dropped off Evan Walters, and after I dropped him off, I went straight to the house, took a shower because I was soaking from the 10K, took a shower, and then put on my hiking gear, and we went down to a place called Natural Bridge. And Natural Bridge, it's down in the gorge. It's about 45 minutes from my house. It was hot, boy. We were sweating like crazy. But guess what? Me, my son, my daughter, my best friend, and his family, we all made it to the top of the Natural Bridge, which is this huge rock formation that's just absolutely incredible. So we got to check that out. And then we went over to the landing side, and then they went down the ski, I call it a ski lift. I guess they call it a sky lift. Where I grew up in Flagstaff, it's a ski lift, but here it's a sky lift. My son scared the living bejesus out of me because he's like this fearless young man, and so he went and sat right on the ledge and like dangled his feet over the edge of Natural Bridge. I was like, dude, even right now, the hairs on my arms are standing up just looking at this picture. For those of you on Clubhouse, if you click the link at the top, you can see the picture. He's just sitting on the edge of this huge drop off that goes straight down, and the little dude's just got his feet. I shouldn't say little dude. He would kill me if you heard me say that. The young man has got his feet just hanging over the edge, and all of my spidey senses were like, I don't like this at all. Right? We did a little climbing around on the rocks, which was dope. My buddy James was doing some climbing. It was super fun. It was super hot, but it was amazing. We got back, as soon as we got back to the house, I'll be honest, I took a little siesta, bro. Like, I normally will not go to sleep unless I can get a full 2 hours and 10 minutes. I need a full cycle. But dude, I was beat after a Lexington Bluegrass 10K and then hiking down there at the canyon. It was so hot. So I took a little siesta. It was about an hour 15 minutes. Got up from the siesta and we took the family to Malone's Steakhouse for dinner. So my buddy James, his daughter Aubriana, it's her birthday, the 4th of July. What an awesome birthday to have. And so for her birthday, we all went to Malone's Steakhouse and had a big dinner. There was 16 of us. It was amazing. And then afterwards, we went over and everybody got ice cream. We got ice cream over at Cold Stone Creamery. No, Graders. We went to Graders, I think it was, and we had ice cream. Everybody was wearing their Happy Birthday Aubriana t-shirts, which was super cool. But we went and we had ice cream as a family, all of us, my family, James's family. James has been my best friend since I was 5 years old. Now he's got kids, I've got kids. We're experiencing life together as adults. It was incredible. And then to top it all off, dude, we're over there at the ice cream place and my buddy comes flying in his R-44 helicopter and lands it in the parking lot right next to us, right next to the steakhouse. And so my friend and his family, they see this helicopter come flying in and they're like, oh my gosh, Glenn probably did something, which I didn't, but they were like, what are the, like, it's, you know, and of course it's my buddy, right? So they're like, Glenn knows this guy. So my kids are looking at me. I'm like walking right up to the helicopter, shaking hands with the dude. Like, it was awesome, man. It was so stinking cool, dude. It was so stinking cool. Just a phenomenal day, right? And once again, the 4th of July has always been my favorite holiday for so many reasons, and it did not disappoint yesterday. It did not disappoint. It looks like Don Sankey and many of you also had a great 4th of July, which I am so happy to hear that. So then check it out. This morning, I went in to get Matthew Taylor's picture, you know, the guy from the planner this morning. And when I went in to get his planner, immediately in my feed was this picture right here, which is my buddy Kyler Croft and his family, and he's flying a helicopter too, right? I got a couple buddies that are flying helicopters, and he wrote this awesome post, or maybe he just shared an awesome post, right? But it said, you know, what is freedom? It said, I sit here on the 4th of July as a free man, as a son of God, as a king in Christ. And I look at the world we created together, divided, disconnected from God, from ourselves, from each other, from our dominion. You see, on this 4th of July, we celebrate the independence of our great nation, and yet today, many will use this day to drink, sedate, and celebrate something they do not live, which is to be free. You see, just because you live in a country built on freedom principles does not mean that you're living free. To live free demands more of you. It's more than simply a flag. It demands that you die and be reborn over and over and over again. It demands that you rise to the fullness of what God has prepared for you. It demands that you choose to be free, not just wave a flag. Many marriages are broken. Many families are broken. Many men and women are lost, and there's no waving of a flag that's going to activate the desire to be free. You see, my brothers and sisters, there's a time coming. You will be old. In your 90s, if you're lucky, you'll look back in your life and ask a straightforward question. Living in a free nation, did I live a free life? This is what I've been pursuing, he says. Not the sex, not the money, not the power, not the influence. Freedom. I have been living and will continue hunting down freedom that only God can give me. Freedom to be all that I was born to be. So on this day, I honor the men and women who protect the frame in the past, the present, and the future of this nation's freedom, so that I have the option to choose to be free. God is the answer. But you must let go and allow God to forge you to the next level of freedom. So while you're celebrating today, ask yourself this. What do you want to feel at 90 years old about the life that you lived? Do you want to be filled with regret, guilt, and shame for having wasted this precious gift called life? Or you want to be able to reflect on a life lived to the maximum, completely and utterly free? Kyler, Amazing post. I appreciate you. Yesterday reminded me how far my family has come. Everything that we experienced, from the 10K to the hiking to the amazing dinner to the ice cream afterwards and shaking hands with a helicopter flying buddy. All of those were at one point in my life limiting beliefs. I did not think that my life could look like the way that it looked yesterday. And my guess is that you have or have had some limiting beliefs that you probably did not think at some point that your life could look the way that it looks today. And here's some good news about that. Through seeking independence, I have been able to break through many of those limiting beliefs. And so can you. And that's what's stinking cool, is that we can change the story that we tell ourselves and ultimately change the future. Yes! Yes! Oh, I love how that came together like that. That was beautiful. That was magical, dude. The way that just came right back around to the quote at the top. I wasn't ready for that. And now, for those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button, all right? Just go ahead and share this out. If you're on Facebook, hit the share button, tag some friends. If you're on YouTube, share it out. If you're over on Clubhouse, hit the share button at the bottom of the screen. You know how to do it, all right? This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up, I'll say what's up back. Cool? Nicole Settles, thanks for being here, all right? Tara Hope, that's right, Changemakers. Valerie Oakley, thanks for being in the building. Leisha Moore, I'm glad you're here. All right, Angela Heath, what up, what up, what up? Russell Hill in the building. How you doing? James Boardwine, I'm glad you're here. Kim Fair, Rodney Rock Hatfield is up in here as well. Mr. Don Sankey, thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate you always showing up for me. Tosh Queen in the building. Young Johnson, what up, Young Johnson? Tosh Queen is in the building as well. We've got Christina Howard. She kicked us off today over on Clubhouse. Catherine Guidi, Michael Barrick, Robin Price is in the building. What's up, Leisha Moore? I'm so glad you're here. Trien, how are you? Great to see you. Sean Weatherby's in the building. Rick Tamburino is up in here as well. I also see Marilyn Wilkin. I see Renee Noor. I see Dora Maria. Rocky's up in here. Felicia's doing some dancing. Looks like Little Mermaid style with Winnie the Pooh and Daffy Duck. We've got Jackie in the building. Miss Liza Myers-Borges from Carter Myers Automotive Group. We've also got Scott Simons from Carter Myers Automotive Group. What's up, Justin, Kate, Melvin, Jeff, Andy, Don, Tony, T, Maria? You guys are all amazing. Thanks for being here. Liza's out on a run right now, crushing it. She's always crushing those runs. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, speaking of automotive, if you are in the market for a new or used vehicle, or you know somebody who is, we have created a new way for you to shop for cars all across North America. It's a really simple process. You just go to shop.800eliteauto.com, and all of my dealer clients, my friends, people in the automotive space that I do business with, we have all of their inventory in one space. So you can shop, right? All over the country, including all over North America, including Canada. And it'll pull it up like by your zip code, show you which one's the closest one, so on and so forth. So you can shop with only 800% Club dealers. Most of them are hashtag Rise and Grind members. So you can reach out and you can be like, yo, I know Glenn. They'll be like, yeah, I know Glenn too. And then they're gonna hook you up. All right, that's how that works. Shop.800eliteauto.com. Make sure you check that out, okay? Also, I want you to check this out. I've been talking with my friend Heather Parody, and she said that she wanted to add a new segment here to the show on Wednesdays. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, I'm having to do it a little bit weird today because for some reason the file, the way that it got sent, something is a little corrupt. But I spent some time this morning and made it work because that's what we do. We persevere. So I am going to hand it over to Heather for just a sec, and then we'll come back. Is that fair? Okay, cool. Here's how I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to go boom, boom. Then I'm going to go boom, boom, boom. That should work. And then, what do you mean I'm muted on Clubhouse? I'm not muted on Clubhouse, Dora Maria. No, I'm coming right through. I don't know what you're talking about, Dora. Dora Maria sent me a message that I'm muted on Clubhouse. Can you guys hear me on Clubhouse?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. All right, cool. So boom, boom, everything should be good there. All right. Can you guys see Heather on the screen? You can. I can see her too. Okay, good. Go.
Oh, this world is going to hell. Children nowadays, they're so lazy. Gosh, it's so corrupt and we're so divided and there's just so much nastiness. Man, I remember back in the day it wasn't like this. Ever heard any of that before? If you're new around here, this was the very first episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. How long ago was this? 5 years ago. And if you don't know, the mission is not just about getting up early. See, where there is a whole bunch of negativity out there on social media, and on TVs, and magazines, and I don't know, everywhere. Glenn's vision was to create a morning show that breathed life into you. This is a new segment called Wacky Wednesday. You know what's one of the most wacky things in the world? Not only believing in light in 2023, but being a light in 2023. So while we have the freedom to consume, freedom to create, let's choose life on this Wednesday. I want to highlight a platform that I personally love and I get a lot of life from, so you can subscribe and support Some Good News. They're over on TikTok and YouTube, and this is the kind of life-giving content you can see.
A second grader in Bentonville, Arkansas, chose to dress up as her teacher for Superhero Day. The student had been telling her mom all week that she wanted to choose her teacher as her superhero, so her mom reached out to Jamie Day, her teacher, ahead of time to see what she was going to be wearing that day. Jamie Day said that she was absolutely touched that her student thinks of her as a superhero, and was especially moved that she even wanted to curl her hair to match.
And they stay there, and they stay there.
Oh, have mercy. Oh, thank you, darling. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're so precious. I love all of you. Thank you, darling. Oh.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Laura. I've been working with WestChef for 3 months now, and today is National Teachers Day. So we are supposed to recognize our favorite teachers we've ever had in our entire life. And I'm going to get emotional. But today I saw my teacher from 1990, Miss O'Connell, who's here on the board on the aircraft, who is my favorite teacher ever. And I haven't seen her since 1990. This lady made me love Shakespeare, got me to play piano. I have my master's in piano and I can write an essay. Thank you, Miss O'Connell. I love you. Sorry.
Honest. You made my day today. I can tell you. You made my day. That's something.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm going to email you and I'm going to keep in contact.
Okay.
I introduce you to my daughter.
Yes, because I want to hear what you're up to.
I love you.
Oh, you would go.
I'm going to be showing you more creators as we go along that are breathing life into their audiences, and I hope this encourages you not just to consume good content, but also be a leader in this space and produce and give good life-giving content. Be the light that you want to see. At a song or a quote.
How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? How do we emerge victorious from the quagmire, leave the battlefield waving Betsy Ross's flag higher? Yo, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in. He's constantly confusing, confounding the British henchmen. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman!
Taking this horse by the veins, taking red coats, whether he blood stains. And I'm never gonna stop until I make him trouble, burn him up, it's gotta remain down. Watch me engaging them, escaping them, enraging them. I will advance for more funds. Come back with more guns. On ships, and so that balance shifts.
We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts.
We can end this war at Yorktown, cut them off at sea, but for this to succeed, there is someone else we need.
I know.
So he knows what to do in a trench, ingenuity, the fluid in French, I mean. So you're gonna have to use him eventually. What's he gonna do on the bench, I mean? No one has more resilience or matches my practical, tactical brilliance. You want to fight for your land back?
I need my right-hand man back.
Yes, get your right-hand man back. You know you gotta get your right-hand man back. I mean, you gotta put the button to the letter, but the sooner the better to get your right-hand man back.
Alexander Hamilton, troops are waiting in the field for you. If you join us right now, together we can turn the tide. Oh, Alexander Hamilton, I have soldiers that will yield for you. If we manage to get this right, they'll surrender by early light. The world will never be the same. Alexander.
I love how the play Hamilton, which the soundtrack is phenomenal, by the way, but it really taps into this idea that there was just this small group of people that were seeking independence. They were seeking independence, and because they so desperately sought independence, they completely changed the world. Like, to me, that's just fascinating. A passion and desire for independence. What does independence mean? Independence means the fact or state of being independent. Well, that doesn't tell me anything. Let's dig deeper. The state or quality of being independent, aka freedom from the control, influence, support, aid, or the like of others. Freedom from the control, influence, support, aid, or the like of others. When we seek independence, the power of independence changes the world. Remember when you sought independence and so you went and learned to ride a bike? You remember when you sought independence, so you went and learned to drive a car? You're like, get me out of here. I want to be free. You remember when you sought independence, so you went and got your first apartment? You're like, man, I can't believe it. I'm free. I'm free. I can walk around the house to however I want to walk around the house. Ain't nobody here. Or when we sought independence, so you went and you fought hard and you did the job and you saved the money and you worked on your credit and you went and bought your first house. See, seeking independence is powerful. Seeking independence changes the world. You see, there are people that are seeking independence creatively. There are people that are seeking independent thoughts and ideas in their business. And see, here's the thing, it's so stinking hard to find independent creativity, independent thoughts in our business. Like, it's hard because there are all of these biases that we have set up over the years. There are all of these, the media that is bombarding us with their thoughts and their opinions, their form of control, the exact opposite. Their form of influence, right? Independent is freedom from the control. The media has the control. It's freedom from influence. The media has influence. It's freedom from the support of the government. The government is trying to support as much as possible and aid and all of those things we should be seeking independence from. They want the opposite. Just like Great Britain did when it came to this great country called the United States of America. Great Britain wanted control, influence. They were willing to support. They were willing to aid. And so it's difficult to have these independent thoughts. It's difficult to break free into this independent space. It's very, very difficult, especially because the stories we've been told, the stories we tell others, and the stories we tell ourselves make it even more challenging. But just like that run I ran yesterday, the Lexington Bluegrass 10,000, in the end, though it was challenging, it was worth it. I'm going to share another video with you right now. May or may not have a couple cuss words. If those bother you, just hit mute for a couple minutes and then come back.
First off, I'm very humbled to be up here talking to you all today. For a living, I'm a motivational speaker, and I speak to thousands of professional athletes, from the biggest names to the smallest names. And when I saw Doc walk in here with the Congressional Medal of Honor, this is the first time in my life I got nervous to speak in front of a crowd. That's how much I respect this man up here. I was reading about this man back in the day, so I'd like to thank the VFW very much for giving me this award. It means more to me than anything I've ever received in my entire life. I'd like to thank my grandfather, Sergeant Jack Gardner, who is now deceased. This would be the happiest day of his entire life. I'd like to thank my mom up here, who never picked me up when I fell. She taught me how to get up when I was knocked down. You have no idea how big of a deal this is to me. I was not always this strong guy you see. I went through a lot of hard times in my life to get here today. I tried once to get in the Air Force to be an Air Force pararescueman, and I quit for fear of the water. I was 175 pounds. I left the Air Force 4 years later at 300 pounds. I went from 175 to 300 pounds. All I wanted to be was an uncommon man. In my whole life, I was not that. Much worse than that. I read stories about men like you, Doc, who had the courage to jump on grenades and stuff like that. And I watched a show on Discovery Channel of guys carrying boats and logs, Navy SEAL training. And I decided to make a change in my life. And I called the recruiter up. I was 6'1" and 300 pounds. He laughed at me. 7 other recruiters laughed at me. One recruiter finally said, "Come on in, I'm too busy to talk to you on the phone." I walked in the recruiter's office and he looked at me and he said, "You're fat and you're black." I said I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. I didn't know there'd only been 35 African-American Navy SEALs at that time in over 70 years. He said I basically had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months because of my age. I was getting too old. I came back 3 months later, 106 pounds lighter. I have the most respect I can possibly muster up for all of you in this room. I know what it takes to be a combat soldier, and I used to look for courage. I thought courage was a man who won the Medal of Honor. It is. But courage is a man who's willing to put those boots on every single day of his life to go out there and fight for this country when nobody even knows what the hell they're doing or where the hell they're at. You do it for the man beside you. Thank you.
Fighting for independence, not just for the independence of this country, which I appreciate all of those that have done that and continue to do that. But he wanted to be free, dude. He weighed 300 something pounds. He wasn't free. He was trapped. He was trapped in his own body. And people were telling him he could not do. You cannot because you're black. You cannot because you're heavy. He sought independence and lost 106 pounds in 90 days. And it changed the world. See, you can have a life where you are financially independent. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that, but you can. You can have a life where you are financially independent. You can have a life where you are spiritually independent, free to love others and love God any way you choose. The key is to keep seeking independence, recognizing that which holds you back, and also recognizing that which you desire. And then breaking free and understanding the bottom line truth, which is this: you can have it all. You can. You can have it all. I don't know what story you've been told, what story you're telling yourself, or the story that you tell others. I'm here to tell you a different story. You can have it all. Just continue to seek independence, free, creative thought that connects you ultimately to source, best version of who you are, independent of the world. Independent of the things, independent of the thoughts, independent of the ideas of others. The best version of you. That's what freedom rings through me this 4th of July holiday, this 4th of July weekend, this 4th of July week, as we are in this series, Born on the 4th of July. That, my friends, is what rings through. You can have it all. And that's the wrong song, but this is the right one. I'll see you tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. Peace.
So far away, I saw you not so long ago. Was it just yesterday? Got that old feeling that I know. In the dark of the night, I'll be alright. The sun will arise. Of messages overtaking what I know. A war is a whisper
I was searching for someone to fight for me, I'll remember it's your light that shines on me. I won't be afraid, I will look to the light. I will not be shaken, I know it will be alright. 'Cause you're with me, I know that the sun will